What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we're here today, you guys, with another review for Love. What is this? Love During Lockup. This is season 5, episode 55. This episode is titled The 7-Year Wait, you guys. Now, before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Love During Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, I don't really expect to be on here super duper long, but you know, we will definitely talk about the episode. So let's start up with, honestly, everybody didn't give a whole lot in this episode. So I guess we can work our way from the bottom of my list and then just move around. So we'll start up with MJ and Willie in this episode. So MJ is packing to go see her mom, who lives out there in Salt Lake City, Utah, right? So we found out a little bit about MJ's mom. I think she told us this in the last episode, that her mom has cancer. So she's going out there to visit her mom. She's taking a pig's head with her because in their culture, they eat pigs. You know, they eat the pig head. Wow. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, it ain't something that I would eat, but you know, it is what it is, right? Like my country ass family, these niggas eat everything on the cow, right? Damn near. They eat hog mogs, you know, chitlins, pig feet, all that kind of country ass shit that I refuse to eat it. I absolutely refuse to eat any of that crap. But hey, because we're not slaves anymore. Just saying, right? So we also find out that MJ's mom was a single parent. I was like, say what now? So your mama was a single parent. MJ, how many kids does your mama have from your father, who has 35, 38 kids, whatever it is? Your daddy was a Rolling Stone. Your daddy was shut up, JB. Let's not talk about, be respectful of her daddy, because I was about to call your daddy something out of his name, right? But it is what it is. So on her way to the airport, Willie gave her a call, right? So Willie is worried about what's going to happen when MJ gets to Utah, if she's going to see her ex-husband. Now, the fact that he was talking shit about her ex-husband in that phone call, I was like, okay, somebody's a little jealous, right? Now, if you guys watched last week's episode, I'm pointing at my TV like you guys can see my TV. If you guys watched last week's episode, you guys saw at the end of this episode when they said this coming up this season on Life, still to come this season on Life After Lockup, there's somebody that's playing the producers. I have two people in my head that I think may be playing the producers. One of them is MJ, because later in the episode, she got to Utah. We didn't get to see her mom because her mom doesn't want to be on camera because her mother's going through radiation. She has no hair. She's lost weight, so she doesn't feel comfortable being on camera. And rightfully so, right? I understand that. I don't think anybody will want you to see them in that particular state, right? So, understandable. But MJ called, no, not MJ called. Willie called MJ on the phone. She's talking to him on the phone. But then when she hung up the phone, because she told her mom that they plan on getting married when he get out of prison, and her mom is asking her, like, do you think he's changed? She's like, I hope so. I was like, if you got to hope that somebody's changed, then there's just no way that I would want to be with that person. You know what I'm saying? It would be a no for me. It would be a no for me, bro. But, you know, it is what it is. So then after she dropped her mom off at home, she got back in the car, in the Uber car that she was in, or production car, whoever's car she was in, right? Then her ex-husband, Ami, called, right? And Ami is asking her if she missed him and all the kind of stuff. I was like, and her mom is telling her that she told her that she knew she was lying. She thinks that MJ still wants that her ex, right? And I was like, oh. I was just like, okay. I was like, the wheels are starting to turn, because if you listen to last week's episode, there was a woman that said that she was playing them, right? Or they could have distorted the voice, but it sounded like a woman. And I'm wondering if it's MJ. MJ is one of them, and then Crystal is the other person that I'm thinking about. So those are the two people that I'm wondering if they're playing them. But I honestly think it's MJ. Let me know what you guys think. We'll go ahead on and move on to the next couple, you guys. So let's go ahead and get Savannah and Bradley out the way. I don't see it for Savannah for a multitude of reasons. One, that plantation house is one thing that I don't see it for. Two, it's something off about Savannah. I don't know what it is, right? So you guys remember in last week's episode, Savannah met up with Alyssa, Bradley's sister, to basically set the boundaries with the sister, right? I was here for that. But I would have been set those boundaries long before. If me and her got into a physical fight, like, I would have set the boundaries long before that. But hey, some people, we ain't all the same. And so I can't expect her to think like I think, because you put your hands on me, it's up and stuck. We ain't cool. So Alyssa went out to where Savannah was to basically tell Savannah, like, she felt ambushed. And I'm just like, okay, you felt ambushed. I mean, I'll let you have that you felt ambushed, but ma'am, you knew that you two had a physical fight. So whatever. So then Alyssa's like, but I was your friend before I was your boyfriend's sister. I was like, okay, that still doesn't change the fact that you two got physical with each other. Now, who started the fight? It sounds like Alyssa started the fight. So, I mean, that's just blatant disrespect. But hey, so this woman, I guess the feeling is mutual, because we found out Bradley wasn't feeling Alyssa in last week's episode. The feeling is mutual with Alyssa, because Alyssa said she don't give a fuck about her brother. I was like, wow. I mean, I think we knew that, but thanks for confirming it for us. So after that, we see as, Savannah left, right? So when she left, she went to a gas station. Bradley called her, and she told Bradley, things didn't go that well with Alyssa. And he wasn't shocked by it, right? So then she tells him that Alyssa tells him that the family hates her. And she said there was something else that she said, like, I don't really 100% believe it, but I just got to ask the question. So she told me that you were going to break up with me when you got out. And he said, that's absolutely not true. I said, I bet you that is true. You just trying to make her feel good in this particular moment. Because then he's on the phone with the producers, and he's telling the producers that he was once a hoe. And, he's hoping that he's changed those ways. I was like, oh. So I bet you did say something, allude to that, to somebody in your family members, that you may not be on the up and up when it comes to Miss Savannah. Again, I don't really care, because I don't really see it for Savannah, but I was like, you probably did say some shit like that. You probably did, right? So then later in the episode, we see as Savannah met up with her friends, and she's telling her friends what Alyssa told her. I was like, wow, girl, you just gonna tell everybody your business. And you're gonna tell everybody that you can find that your boyfriend may potentially be playing you. I mean, if you like it, I love it. I don't know if I would be doing it, but hey, you ain't me and I ain't you. So then this is the part where I was like, okay, Savannah's just irritating. She's she ain't a little insufferable. She's completely insufferable, right? So Bradley called her on the phone while she was sitting with her friends, and she asks him in this particular scene, like, hey, so, I want you to get my name tattooed on your forehead. I was like, what? Your name tattooed across his forehead. That's stupid. What does that prove? Like, I want people to know that just because your significant other were to get their name tattooed on you, that doesn't mean that they won't entertain other people. That doesn't mean they won't cheat on you. Like, I hope y'all do know that. Like, and I mean, you can ask me, like I have names tattooed on my body. I have a name right here on my wrist, right? That's the name. I have a name on my neck. You guys can't see it. It's on one side of my neck. Is it this side? Nope. Yeah, you guys, it's a name right here on my neck. It's a name on my leg. I have names. I have a name right here. Like, I got names on my body. I have names tattooed on my body. Granted, the names that are tattooed on my body have meaning. My grandmother, my mother, and my name is on my leg. So, and that's how it is with me. I'm only tattooing my family. Like, I ain't tattooing no mother. I don't care if I'm married or not. I am not tattooing anybody that I'm in a relationship with name on my body. It'll just never happen. And her friend read, it's the kiss of death, which I agree with that. So then he says no. So she's like, well, I'm gonna get his name tattooed right here. I was like, oh, so you're gonna be like old girl from last season of Love After Lockup, Zimbabwe. Can't think of her real name right now. Speaking of which, her and Troy are pregnant. Good luck to you, Troy. You got that crazy food pregnant. Good luck to you. I was hoping you would get away from Zumba, but you and Zumba are pregnant. Love After Lockup. Please don't bring Zumba back on my television screen. That's all I'm gonna ask, because I don't want to see that heifer. Let's move on to the next couple, you guys. So let's go on ahead and go to Tia and Rob. There's nothing much with Tia and Rob in this episode. So this episode is when Rob is getting out of prison, right? So Rob is getting out. When we first see Tia and her daughter, they're packing up because they're going to go to a suite that is not that far from the prison that Rob is being released from, right? So we also found out that Tia's cousin and her fiance, wife, girlfriend, whatever she is, they're gonna keep her daughter, because Tia's whole thing is when she gets back with once they get home, get to the suite, right? She wants to, her words, she wants to hunch on him profusely because she ain't had sex in 2 years. I was like, oh. And she was like, he loves the cojones. I was like, Tia, you do realize cojones are not breast. Cojones are not breast, mama. Cojones are testicles, or is testicles or courage, right? You meant to say he loves the tetas. Tetas mean boobs. Because that's what you pointed to your titties. Because I was like, oh, girl, I hope you ain't got no cojones. The producers couldn't even say nothing. Like, the producers couldn't even say, Tia, cojones are not boobs. Cojones are testicles. Tetas, your tetas are your boobs. So you pointed to your boobies. So you mean he loved the tetas. Tetas. Not the cojones. Yes, I do know a little bit of Spanish. I do know a little bit of Spanish, you guys. A little bit. Actually, I used to speak Spanish like really good when I was in high school, because you know what? That's something that I want to do, is get back into learning, because I could speak Spanish. Like, I could speak it, I can understand it. Child, today, here's the thing, and I still know some words in Spanish, like un pequeña, ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? I know that. What else do I know? Damn, what else? Because there's some other, and I just said something that I know what it means, but I still know how to say it. But I think ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? Is what time is it, right? ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? But yeah, like I do know some Spanish, and I you see, I just said something, and I used to just, I wish that I took Spanish more seriously. I wish I did sometimes. I actually wish I had taken it in college, but I didn't. But it is what it is. So we see as Rob got out of prison. We saw his family. He got a big family. Uh, him and Tia doing all that kissing. Ugh, a little too much for me. But that's it, you guys. We're gonna move on. So I saved the worst for last, the worst two for last, because one of them in particular, I really want to find this person and tell this person, you're stupid. Not you're stupid. You're doing something that I don't think you should be doing for a person that I don't think you should be doing it for. And that is Crystal and Sam. The next, if I hope Sam is not still in my hometown of Tyler, because the next time that I go down there, even I don't know where, I don't know exactly what area he stays in Tyler, or if he is in Frankston. But if I would ever run into him in my hometown, I would literally say, dude, it might be best for you to get out of it. Here's the thing. I love my hometown. It's where I wasn't born there, but it was where I was raised. I I went to I went to school there. I went to elementary, middle school, high school, college. So I did everything in my hometown, right? It is where I started from age 2.5 up to age. How old was I when I left home? I forgot how old I was when I left home, but from the time I was 2 up until the time I left home, I've spent my entire life there. Will I go back home? No, because there's nothing in my hometown, and then he doesn't know anybody down there. So it's even worse when you don't know anybody down there, because it's a small town. It's nothing to do, and he doesn't know anybody. He only knows Rita, and he's waiting for Crystal to get out in 7 years. And Crystal is a piece of shit, through and through. That's all I have to say. She's a piece of shit. So we see as he did make it down there to see Crystal, right? So the next day we see him with Rita, and he took Rita out to eat. He asked Rita like what happened, and Rita said she couldn't do it. And I would imagine she couldn't do it. Like I told you guys plenty of times before, I had a cousin who was in prison. My cousin went from he went from one prison in Houston to a prison closer to my hometown. But either way it went, it was still too far for my grandmother to. At one point, my grandmother, my mom, and we could do the trip. Now the one in Houston, that was a long ass trip, right? It wasn't exactly Houston, it was Huntsville. And Huntsville is not that far away from Houston. Huntsville is maybe 45 minutes from Houston, I think. So it takes us about 3 to 4 hours to get to Houston. So that was a long ride for them back in the day, right? As they got older, it was a long ride for them. And then when they finally moved him closer to home, by that point, my grandmother was, like in her 70s, going into her 80s, and she couldn't do it. And my mom was in her late 60s, like her mid 60s, going into her 70s, and couldn't do it, right? So the only one that could take the ride was this one right here, but I still wasn't doing it. Because even me, those are like, those driving, especially when you drive into a prison, it's hell. Because you make the long, treacherous drive down there, and then once you get there, you got to go through all those security checkpoints, which is so idiotic to me. It's like, what are you going to sneak into the prison? Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say you can't sneak anything. You wouldn't try to sneak anything into the prison, right? Cool. I'll give them that security checkpoint. But coming out, what the hell are you going to bring out when you got to go through so many gates to get out of the damn prison? What are you sneaking out? And then you got guards in there watching your every move. And at one point with my cousin, we didn't have physical visits with him. We were talking to him via the phones, because if you're not immediate family, you talk on the phone. But since my grandmother and my mom were, my grandmother was definitely immediate family because that's his grandmother, and my mom was his aunt. We were able to we got it to the point where we could then sit at a table and have a conversation with them, right? But that took a long ass time. So I get why Rita didn't want to go. And then Gatesville from my hometown, that is a long ass drive too, right? Because I had to look at the map and see where Gatesville is from my hometown. It's 119 miles from Dallas, right? It's 2 hours and 18 minutes. Now from my hometown, it's 98 miles. So that's about the long. Oh god dang! The longest route is 3 hours. Oh, that's. Oh, this is. Yeah, the longest route is about 3 hours and 21 minutes. The shortest route is 2 hours. Did I say 300? The longest route is 3 hours and 21 minutes. The shortest route is 2 hours and 54 minutes. Not that much of a difference. You want your ailing grandmother to, girl, you are so, Crystal is selfish though. That's what I realized about Crystal. She's selfish as fuck. So she called up her grandmother, and I was like, oh, so it took for your grandmother to get old to realize that, it's so interesting how when they get to prison, that's when they have so much they've done this introspective look at themselves, and it's like, oh, so you didn't know your grandmama was old? Okay, girl, whatever. Whatever. Whatever, whatever, whatever. I don't like Crystal. Period, point blank. That's all I got to say about Crystal. I don't like her. I don't like her. I do not like her. So, after that, we see as Sam went to go see an attorney about Crystal potentially making parole. Honestly, you guys, I don't really give a damn about her making parole because she's stupid when you think about it. Because there was a no contact order between she and her ex-husband. So if there was a no contact order between you guys, why did you guys contact each other? Why did he come and visit you? Why was he on your visitation list? Like, that's dumb. I ain't got nothing else for Crystal. If you guys want to talk about Crystal, we can discuss it in the comment section, you guys. But leave it if you guys want to, leave it in the comment section. That's all I got to say. Moving on, you guys. The last person, Jakima and Donnie. Jakima, go home. This is all I got to say to you is go home. Go home, go home, go home, go home. And we can wrap the episode up with that because that's really all I got for Jakima. But we'll talk about Jakima. So Jakima, she's going through her mail, right? And I don't know if it's a citation that she got or whatever in the mail, but it's because of Donnie. So Jakima, I told you Donnie was lying to you when he said he didn't know why he was going to the hole or the shoe or whatever the hell it was, right? That man knew why he was going. He didn't want to tell you because he got you somehow linked into it, right? So it has something to do with drugs, right? And she reading it. So he was bringing drugs into the prison, selling it to the prisoners, right? And he was having his uncle send him money through Cash App, but the Cash App is Jakima's Cash App. I said, girl, you's a fool. I would have never given that man my Cash App to begin with. Here's the thing, like I said, I think I said it in the episode when she told us that he gave her the money to move from Texas to wherever the hell she is now, right? And then gave her spending money on the way. I was like, girl, your red flags, your antennas didn't say, bing. Where does nigga get this money from? This, especially what she said, it was like almost $3,000. I was like, girl, he's in prison. How was he coming up with that kind of money in prison? Yes, they can have jobs in prison, but they get paid pennies in prison. and your antenna didn't go, okay, girl, it is what it is, right? So then she also finds that she's been taken off his visitation list. I was like, that might be a blessing in disguise that you're not on his visitation list. That might be a blessing. That might be a way for you to say, cut your losses and take you and your kids back the fuck home. But no, she wants to know what, I mean, I understand her wanting to get down to the bottom of, I understand her wanting to get down to the bottom of everything, right? I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you and be mad or anything about that because I get it. My name is attached to something that I ain't got shit to do with. Let me find out what it is. So she calls the prison, but her name is not listed on the emergency contact, so they can't give her any information. So she gets upset. I was like, well, girl, that was common sense right there. You ain't his wife. So I wouldn't imagine that they could give you any information, right? So after that, she found out that he's been moved to a different prison. I was like, again, Jakima, God is slapping you in the face with so many signs to take your end back home. I really hope you go home, Jakima. I really hope you go home, Jakima. Please go home to your family, to your daddy. Tell your daddy the truth. Do whatever you gotta do. But get the hell out of Dodge, girl. Get the and hell out of Dodge. That's all I'm gonna say to you. But yeah, you guys, that's the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also you guys share the video. And until the next time, stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I know this video wouldn't be that long. Bye, guys.